Hello YouTube, it is me, Eternal Neptune, back with another video. Guys, I finally did it. I've spent this year attempting to make a center build that I could actually play, have fun on, and honestly be proud of. It is no shock to any of you that play NBA 2K25 that center builds are not it this year. Guards, you can make crazy guards, but centers, you have to sacrifice so many things. So I spent time looking at a ton of different builds, looking at actual NBA players I wanted to emulate, playing the game way too many hours, and I finally figured out what attributes, badges, and just abilities I want to be able to have on a center build to have fun, and I've made my build. I will be honest with you, some other builds, I took inspiration from builds that I had seen. I had tweaked some stuff, make it my own, but this one, I threw all of that to the side. I went straight from scratch, and I made my build. And I've had so much fun on this build. I've received tons of messages from people I played against, like, dude, your build's broken. How did you make this build? What's your jump shot? Like, all these things, right? That you get when you end up dominating against other people. So today, I am going to bring you the best center build that I have made and that I've had the most fun on this year in NBA 2K25. Let's get into it. All right, as always, none of that matters. But here we go. Okay, so we're making an actual center. I've flirted with making a power forward as well because the stats change. But for this one, we're making an actual center. We went with 7 foot on this build, and we went with 245 pounds. The wingspan, honestly, was one of the harder things for me to figure out what I wanted to do with. I wanted to be able to grab boards. I wanted to be able to block some shots, but I also wanted to be able to shoot pretty consistently. So I went with a 7'6" wingspan. This is the template right here, man. Use this. You can create something incredible. And I'll show you what I did. Okay, first let's go with our finishing. For the close shot, we want to be able to make shots pretty consistently. So we're going to go up here and we're going to hit that 84 close shot. Okay? Paint Prodigy gets activated on silver, and it does pay off when you're in games. Driving layup, we don't do a lot of driving layups on this build, so we only went with a 55. We did put our driving dunk up, though, to a 74. And I've been able to dunk on people in the park pretty consistently. Our standing dunk, as a big build, we want to be able to do a standing dunk, so we went up to an 81. In our post control, we're only at a 64. This is not a post build. That's not my play style. I have a post scorer that I've made, I've played with. I hated it. Didn't play with him very long. So here's your finishing, okay? 84 close shot, 55 driving layup, 74 driving dunk, 81 standing dunk, and a 64 post control. All right? The biggest badges that you're going to get from this are your Paint Prodigy, and the float game is something I've been trying to put into my game a little bit, and it's been paying off. Honestly, I'm not super good at floaters, so I'm trying to learn. If you got tips on how to do floaters, put it down below, especially for big guys. All right, shooting. This build is sneaky, okay? Sneaky build when it comes to shooting. We have a 78 mid-range shot. This gets our set shot specialist up to silver. You can put it up higher if you want to do the badge increase. The three-point shot is a 77. Man, I will be honest with you, with a 77 three-pointer, I shoot probably 60% from three. And that's not even a joke, man. There's some games I don't shoot great, but I do shoot about 60% normally on three-point shots, and people are confused when they look at my attributes. I've been accused of using the Zen a few times, but truth is, it's pretty easy to be consistent if you have a good shot with 77. All right, and the free throw, I actually put our free throw up to a 91 on this build. It's nice to be able to go in to a rec game and be the one that shoots those free throws at the end of the game and being able to hit them very consistently. I don't think I've actually missed a free throw on this build. So 91 free throw. along with a 77 three-point shot and a 78 mid-range shot. This is the shooting for this build, right? That's at 7 foot with a 7'6" wingspan. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna move down here to our passing, ball handling, speed with ball. Now, I told you something has to get sacrificed. So I decided we are not going to sacrifice our pass accuracy because we want to get that break starter on gold and dimer on gold, okay? Those two badges on gold have paid dividends. Obviously, along with the versatile visionary, has been great. I've thrown tons of oops, especially out of the post. Our bailout, we have bailout on this build. It's only on bronze, but it's nice sometimes if you're trying to do something with this build and you're not overly comfortable doing it. It's nice to be able to utilize bailout when you need to. But the main thing about this build is the passing. The passing at 89 has been incredible. Being able to whip passes around the court, break starter, man, I almost averaged a triple-double in the rec just based on that break starter. So 89 to pass accuracy is what we're going to go with. Now, the ball handle, we're actually going to leave it at 54, and the speed of the ball, we're only going to put up to a 30. This is kind of a filler thing. We aren't really dribbling the ball. We're not really doing anything. It is pretty interesting how many times I'm able to blow past a bigger center, not necessarily taller, but bigger. They went for the 95 to 99 strength, and I'm able just to get around them if you know what you're doing. But this is not a dribbling center build. That's not my play style when I play center, so I'm not going to make that. All right, a little recap here. We have an 89 pass accuracy, gives us those gold badges that we really wanted. Ball handle is only a 54, and the speed of the ball is only a 30. All right, now we're going to get into a little bit of the fun stuff here, the surprising stuff. Interior defense. I went back and forth on this one too, guys. Do I put it up? Do I really dominate the paint? Or do I try to be a little bit more diligent in this area to be able to sacrifice the interior defense so I can put it up and have other attributes higher? And as you can see from shooting, I definitely did that, right? I did not go strong interior defense. I only went with a 74, but I don't get knocked around, especially with my wingspan. It helps a lot to contest the shots. And here's where I surprise some people, okay? So, perimeter defense, we're actually going to put up to a 63. Now, I could have sacrificed down to a 60 perimeter defense, wouldn't have caused many issues with this build. But the thing that I am noticing is I'm able to bump guards. I am able to obviously bump centers who are trying to dribble too much when they shouldn't be. And I'm actually able to not lock anybody up because this build is not a super agile build. And you'll see that when we get down to the physicals. But I am able to stick with people, especially those over dribblers. They aren't breaking me down too often. I'm able to actually stick with them a little bit, which is crazy on this build. The main thing is bumping them. Right, we'll get to a movable enforcer here in a little bit, but being able to bump people and really kind of throw off their rhythm has been so beneficial with this. For steal, obviously we're not going to be 99 steal, but we did put it at 60, so we get that bronze interceptor. I don't get a ton of pick steals, right? Like playing the passing lanes and whatnot is the only way I really get steals. I'm not going to steal it on ball. I'm not going to pick it out of your pocket. But I am able to play passing lanes pretty consistently. I don't get a ton of steals. I do get a lot of tips, which has been awesome. But it does pay off to have that long wingspan too with the 60 steal. All right, last for defense, our block, we put it up to an 87. We're not going to be, Dikembe Mutombo in the paint, but we are blocking shots when we need to. We get some pretty cool animations with it too. But we're able to really disrupt people, which is good. All right, so recap of the defense. 74 interior defense, so we can hold our own. That gives us, our paint patroller on silver, which I think is good enough. Perimeter defense on a 63. Again, we'll get to a movable enforcer, but this pays dividends. 60 steal for that bronze interceptor. And then we have our block up to an 87 on this build. With a 7'6" wingspan, 87 block it's definitely paid off. All right, rebounding. This is one of the strongest attributes that we have. So we have our offensive rebound up to a 90 and our defensive rebound up to a 94. Now, I did kind of go back and forth with, do I want to have offensive rebound up to a 94 and bump it up to a 99 with the cap breakers? Or do I want to have our defensive rebound up to 94, bump it up to a 99? That's up to you guys. I just went with defensive rebound. I feel too often that people with high offensive rebounds snag those boards. And when I'm playing with my team, I want to be able to be the defensive rebounder to eliminate that possibility. I don't play twos very often. I honestly think it's one of the worst game modes that 2K has this year. So I don't play it a ton this year. But with a 90 offensive rebound, we can hold our own just as well, right? So with the 99 defensive rebound with the cap breakers, it is, I mean, I'm snacking boards left and right. I think I average like 24 rebounds in the rec, something like that. Okay, so little recap here, 90 offensive rebound, 94 defensive rebound. Obviously, you know, our strength for Box Out Beast will go up. Our pogo stick will go up as well when we add our vertical. But our rebound chaser right now is showing as a gold, but it is actually a legend now because we put 99 defensive rebound with the cap breaker. So up to you though which one you want to do. Doesn't change the build at all in terms of your other attributes. But that was just a personal preference. Okay, last, let's get up to our physicals. Okay, 7 foot. We're actually a little sneaky with the 70 speed. We aren't winning any track meets, but we are blowing past some of those 7.2, 7.3 builds, which is nice. Our agility, we put up as high as we could at 58. Again, I told you before, we're not an agile build, but we surprised some people. Strength, we went up to a 91. We got our Box Out Beast on Hall of Fame and our brick wall on gold. This also helped with the post lockdown, the post powerhouse, and the immovable enforcer. So you can see we get a movable enforcer there on the bronze, and that's how we're able to actually bump some people and surprise them. It's been awesome. And last but not least, we put our vertical all the way up to an 83. Okay, so if we take a look at this, we have an 83 vertical on a 7 foot build with 99 rebound, 99 defensive rebound, and 90 offensive rebound. That's why it's a little bit of a cheat code. You could be quick with a 70 speed. You could be strong with a 91 strength. You can, you know, shoot the 3 with a 77 3-point shot. But the real key to this is jumping higher than other builds, being taller, being longer, and being that defensive menace that people just are not used to with a 7 foot center build. So this is it, man. This is the key right here. Now, if you're going to do your, you know, your +1 on your badges for the season, I did pogo stick because I like being able to recover from my mistakes. So I did my pogo stick up to a Hall of Fame on this season. I might change it up when we go into the next season to try something different. I might go up to one of our shooting, maybe set shot specialist, raise that up so I can try to be a little bit more consistent with it. Maybe we'll go up to something like Aerial Wizard, Posterizer, you know, for some of those standing dunks. Rise Up we could put up as well. But truth is, I do a lot of pick and pop with this build. I go in the paint when I need to, and that's usually how I score most of my points, is at mid-range and 3-point shots. All right, so let's go over to our takeovers. You can see here we have all the takeovers that this build is going to be able to have. For me, I went with, I've actually tried 2 on this one. I've done Glass Gunner because it raises a 3-point shot, which is amazing. It puts my, and it gets my offensive rebound up as well. So it's been really nice to get both of my rebounds up to almost a 99 when I'm at that high takeover, but it also gets my 3-point shot up to an 85. So I'm able to be pretty consistent. And the other one I did, good question. I think it actually was... No, I think it was paint dominance. I think I was trying to be a defensive menace in the paint when I first started playing rec with this build, and then I quickly changed it to glass gunner because I found the pick and pop was the most consistent. Yeah, it was definitely the paint dominance. I wanted the rebound, of course. That's one thing that I want to make sure this build can do better than most builds, but I wanted to be able to also, you know, some of those crazy blocks, which is awesome. All right, so moving on to the shades of. We are shades of Jack Sigma, Joel Embiid, and Sanguine. Ooh, especially that Joel Embiid MVP. Okay. This build is called a 3-level scoring playmaker. That is what we made here, guys. Again, this build has been my version of what the best center I could build this year in NBA 2K25. Past years, we could do a lot more. The center builds were a lot crazier. But this year, center builds are hard to make, but I think I made the center build. If you enjoyed the video, guys, make sure that you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. We are continuing to grow. So hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on notifications and leave that comment down below. Let me know what you think about this build, what I did well, what you would have changed, what maybe I sacrificed that you wouldn't, or tell me how bad I am at making builds. Whatever it is, post it down below. And as always, guys, we'll see you next time.